Cute.
with her flannel.
Do you watch Abbott Elementary?
No,
You should. She's on it and she's incredible.
My friend keeps telling me to.
My favorite thing.
I had like just moved home from Philly when it was getting popular, so I was like, I can't do that right now. But now that I'm over it, I could.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Kramer and Jess Uncensored. Thanks for being here, by the way. There's I think 5 million podcasts now, and that's not an exaggeration. I think there may be more than that now, but there's 5 million podcasts that you could listen to. And you chose our little corner of the world, so thank you for doing that. We should probably warn you before we get started that we say cuss words. So if you like our radio show, we'd like to give you this fair warning before you get into this side, this darker space.
It's a little different.
It's a little different. Jess, what's the fair warning before we get going?
Uncensored is kind of like the close friends feature where you are a little more loosey-goosey because you are specific on who you share everything with, and that's what Uncensored is like. We
did a show live on YouTube, too. If you want to watch us, we're right on time today, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 West Coast. Celia's up. What's up, Celia? Welcome.
Hey. Celia always says hi first.
She's good to go. What's up, Isabel?
Thank you, Celia.
Welcome. What's up, Tina? Good morning. Thanks for checking in today. And
hey, crew.
If you ever want to be here and check in live, just search Kramer and Jess on YouTube and be here. A lot to cover, little time to do it, and I've got to get my Jesus story in today. So Jessica's I feel like you're going through a rough week, Jessica. It's like
it's just a lot all at once.
Yeah.
Our garage boy's car got broken into over the weekend, and they tried to steal his car. So they just messed up a ton of very important and expensive things on his car. So just trying to figure out where to take it, how to get it there, how long it's there. We're not gonna have it. The whole rental car situation, my apartment. My apartment has just been annoying like forever. But it's one of those things where like we have been wanting to move for a while, but moving is so annoying. And especially like with the wedding that just kind of took all attention and money and everything like that. But once our lease is up in September, like we are moving.
You're done.
Yeah, we're done. Like there's just so.
Moving is so.
I know.
I always forget, and you think
dude.
it's bad. Like you think it's bad, but you forget how annoying it is until you do it again. I thought I remembered, and then I did it again. And I'm like, God, this is so much worse than I even remember. And it's expensive. Remember, I told you it was $2,200 for my 2-bedroom, man. It's not to freak you out. I think you should move because I think your apartment complex is a piece of crap. But like, it's time. But just mentally, you got to just like mentally get your head.
Do you like? Oh, sorry.
No,
I was gonna say, do you like? Has this affected you guys to want to like? Not even be in the same area anymore, or are you just thinking like we'll move like neighborhoods?
Unfortunately, yeah. And I think that's what sucks because of like where we live. They basically hit up the entire area of like 3 different complexes on our street, and they broke all the gates into all of them. And I know that it's been getting worse in the area, and it just sucks because like we have our routine. There's so many things in that area that we love.
Your
and like
pho.
It's like, dude, like my pho, like our gym, like the gym that's like around the corner from our house, like that was the most consistent thing and like consistent group of people that we've seen since we moved here. So I'm not gonna lie, when we previously talked about moving, our gym is a big part of that conversation because I love seeing everyone there.
No, I feel that.
And also like I feel comfortable working out there. I don't feel like everyone looks different there. Like it's not weird, like it's not uppity, like it's just a vibe. So if we can somewhat kind of keep it in the area, but not really, but also at the same time, it's like, it's just so irritating. It's like, it doesn't feel safe. Of course, everything's still broken. Everything is still so exposed.
Like, obviously it's like different situations, but like that's moving when you feel like you have to, because it's not safe anymore. It was a really hard pill to digest, even when I had to move, because it's like, I feel like it's like taken away from you.
It is.
It's
so
like,
we've all been through that now.
Like
That's
weird. Where it's like, it sucks even more because you're like, I don't feel like I have an option but to move.
Yes.
And that's like where it feels even worse, where you're like, well, thanks a lot.
And
like,
that's where we are right now. Every morning we both wake up and we're just kind of like expecting to see something. Because also too, a couple months ago, I thought that's what I saw and maybe I didn't want to accept it. But like one morning on my way to work, I saw people like they had masks on and one car was parked behind another. And then when I walked out, he got into the car and drove off, and I was like, either it's really cold outside and something was going on, or like they were trying to break into this car. And I've seen that before, and that was during the time. And when I leave, I'm by myself. They also don't have any cameras in the parking garage.
Yeah.
And ever since that happened, it's like that's just all we're thinking about, clearly.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, it's just a lot of evaluations, how we're gonna make it happen and what we're gonna do. But obviously you've been through this.
Yeah.
It's not worth waking up every
No.
morning and just being uncomfortable. And the fact that like nothing has been done as far as like safety and them fixing either the doors into our actual apartment complex that people can just enter right now, and then also our parking garage. It's just that like you guys clearly don't care.
Yeah. It'd be one thing if they like were like, this is something that needs to be fixed immediately, but I think they've probably made it more traumatizing.
Totally.
By, like,
how they handled it has made it 10 times worse.
Charlotte and I would gladly like to welcome you to the suburbs. Let me tell you what we like to do for fun. We like to go to Target.
But that's what we do. Like that's our vibe, though. That's the thing. Like our apartments are in the middle of the suburbs.
Yeah.
Like that's
it was
vibe.
the suburbs. That's what's weird.
Yeah.
Like
kind of.
It's a mix.
You're like right there at like the cusp, though. You're like right.
We're surrounded, but we're not like in it.
Yeah.
And
like
I just feel bad too, because like I lived in the city, like truly in the city proper, like near Johns Hopkins for 2 years, and I never had anything like this. So the fact that like this has been your guys' Baltimore experience makes me feel really awful.
We got the full 360, baby. I don't want to say nothing else more Baltimore could happen to us, but
dude, not gonna lie though, like truly, like I'm from Stockton, and Gerald's dad was like, yo, the fact that like this happened not even in Stockton but in Baltimore, because it's true, it's like if that was gonna happen, that could very much happen in Stockton as well. So we were just like, fuck, like this is whack. It's whack a doodle. However, our anniversary is this weekend, and thank God, like that has already been planned and like settled for a while. So we're very much looking forward to our anniversary weekend and just kind of like a little staycation getaway in Annapolis. That'd
be good for you guys.
Really
I think that'd be a
for.
good reset, because you guys are kind of getting like a shit storm kind of piled on you right now. So I think that'd be a good like. Now I'm not going to say it. It'll be good. It'll all go well. It'll all go smooth and good, and everything's gonna. I just can't believe it's your 1 year. Like this is
on Sunday.
What are you guys thinking? Like reflections on a year in.
Ooh.
Like what's going through your head a year into your first year of marriage?
I love being married. We love being married. We love loving each other. It's everything that we've ever wanted. We've worked really hard to get to where we are. Both of us have.
Yeah.
And I think it's really easy to fall into patterns and fall into excuses of when you don't have an example of what you want and if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
And so I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud of him for working really hard on changing the pattern both of us have on both sides. And I am so proud of us for doing that.
What does that mean, by the way? Like when you say that, you say it so casually, but I don't think I quite understand like what that looks like.
So Garage Boy has never seen his parents actually together before. They've always been separated, and it's never been like a romantic. Like he never.
And I guess neither of them are in relationships, are they?
No.
So they're both single.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And he has shared with me that like his idea of what love could look like has always was it came from Disney movies and love songs that he listened to. Like that is what he saw. Like his idea of like, this is what I want, and like maybe this is what it can look like. And also like his dad wasn't in his life for a portion of time.
Right.
And so he just wasn't exposed to that. And then with my parents have had a very long journey of being together and not being together. And that example, and I always just like I love my parents. I don't blame them for anything. I understand like where they were very, very young. My parents were so young, and like being in a very like toxic, intense relationship at that age when they were at, like I can't even imagine them trying to figure that out on top of having a newborn.
Yeah.
So, but that also means that I was exposed to a lot of that.
Right.
So a lot of their pain and them being lost individually is just kind of what I had to experience for a long time. And also it was really hard to see them get together and then separate multiple times.
Sure.
So I think like my faith and belief in like relationship has always been very rocky.
Right.
And then also how they communicated. My mom had like, you know, and something like that she has shared with me, and I like accept that like apology. And I understand, but like they were very, very intense, very loud, a lot of yelling, a lot of cussing, a lot of like name calling, all that kind of stuff. And that's something like Gerald and I never yell at each other. We never call each other names, like ever. And that's just from like scary things that I've seen before,
right?
You know? So just things like that where like
that had to be hard to overcome, because I mean that's all you saw.
Yes.
And if he's never seen anything,
yeah.
So I mean, if you come in from like this extreme of like
the extremes, right?
And he's like, I don't know what any of this is.
Yeah.
Like, how do we do this? Then yeah, that'd be a lot. That'd be a lot to have to work through.
Yeah. And so we're just really thankful. We're just thankful that like we found each other, and we're thankful for like the patience that we've given to one another. And it just feels very exciting. Like it just feels exciting to like do life together, where like this situation has been really shit. It's just been shit. It's been hard. But I am thankful for it, because it was one of those experiences where like when the morning that we woke up and like his shit got all fucked up and stuff, like it was my responsibility to step in and like carry him through that.
Yeah.
And like, what do you need? I got it. We can do this. You do that. And just kind of like, that was what I had to do as his wife.
Sure.
And we got to experience that and learn and grow through that. And like, that doesn't happen without really shitty fucking experiences. So as much as this week sucks, like it has brought us together, and I'm happy that I got to show him like, I got you.
Yeah.
We'll fucking figure it out. Cause like there was a moment where he was so upset and he was like crying about the insurance thing. It was an honest, innocent mistake where like he thought he was covered on a situation, but he wasn't, for like the lack of it. He just got. We got.
It's hard. Insurance is so confusing.
Yeah.
Really
and I feel like in that position where I have seen before, where it's like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like super, like in that moment. And I was just like, you did nothing wrong. There's no way that we could have known, like, this is not your fault. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I could tell, like, having that kind of like support for both of us changed how that day and like how this week has gone.
How it could have gone.
You know? So it's just stuff like that.
Look at y'all, man. A real married couple.
You guys inspire me.
Thank you.
I seriously, I don't know. As someone trying to figure out how to unlearn patterns and like fix my relationship with a lot of stuff like that, it's really inspiring hearing you talk about how like just like your journey, and now seeing you guys with your cute living room lights and building pillow forts, and I don't know, it's just really cool to see, and I really look up to you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
Yes,
we're excited.
Can't believe it's been a year. It's crazy. It's actually a good transition though, because to get to that point, you have to choose a healthy partner, and someone is not doing that.
Hey. That was not nice.
It's me.
Hey, I had to find a transition. Last week we talked, and we'll do a quick update on this. We came on here. We had a very emotional podcast with our friend Charlotte, and I felt like we as collectively as a group, including you, we all came to Charlotte's aid, and we said, "Hey, friend, like we know we got this." And in case you weren't here, our friend Charlotte over here has been holding on to a relationship now since November. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, this is literally the 30th, the last day of April. It's the last day of April. We're literally almost into May. That will be 6 months that we've been playing this game. So we had this really great talk with Charlotte. I felt like Saturday, I got onto Instagram and I saw this post, and it was like, well, maybe it was like a meme that she had shared. It was like, well, maybe if you are accountable for stuff. Then
it was a picture of Big Bird from Elmo, and he was holding up a sign that said, "People will respect you more if you take accountability." And it's funny that you thought that was about that, because I was actually thinking about like different things from my life when I posted that.
Well,
but
I literally responded.
Eat me up.
I was like, you texted him, didn't you? And then what did you respond with?
I said, I called 3 times.
No. So Charlotte, what's the deal?
Why did you call him? I felt like we had a really good conversation last week.
We did. I was doing really well for like a few days.
And then what possibly could have gone so terrible to where you felt like you had to call him 3 times? One time, not good. 3 times?
It's because he didn't answer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, back to back to back.
Like,
Yeah.
was it 3 times? Like he didn't answer, you call right back, and then you call right back, and you call right
I
back?
think I waited
Yes.
5 minutes after the second
Oh
one.
my God. Okay.
It's like a
This
feeling.
is-
It's almost like a, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like a
almost
manic
like
feeling.
it's manic is exactly what I
Yeah,
was about
I
to say. It's
understand.
when you have like abandonment issues and someone was like, I won't do this to you, and then they do exactly that. It is very traumatizing and very triggering. And
what happened? So wait,
So
why did you want to call him in the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
place?
what did we need
Where
to
did
so
talk
that-
about
Saturday I woke up, so I have like really bad like PTSD nightmares sometimes, and luckily I haven't had any in quite a while, but I had really bad ones Friday night into Saturday morning.
Mm.
And I woke up and I was like, I just felt like a shell of myself. And it was just like dreams about like being back in that situation, like us being together, like things being fine. And I think it just really made me realize even more like absolutely how insane this is.
What's insane?
Trying to end a legitimate relationship that was like someone was your girlfriend by ghosting them is just like actually insane behavior. So I think, and especially when that person like knows your trauma with like abandonment and like promised you up and down like the whole time you knew them, like, I will never abandon you like that. I think that's just like, I don't know. It's hitting all the traumas, and it's hard to talk about because it's like I'm not proud of like
Calling 3 times?
yeah.
No,
it's
yeah,
not,
no one
Yeah.
wants to do that.
Right, yeah.
because it's like humiliating,
Yeah.
obviously.
And you can't like control yourself when you're doing it.
Yeah, it's like it feels like I'm like going backwards and like healing.
Yeah.
But it's also because
it bees like that sometimes,
I
though.
no longer allow people in my life who treat me like that, and this is the exception. So I
Don't
think
you hate that?
so we have I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying a new method of public shaming for myself.
Wait,
I wrote down on the whiteboard days since last texting incident, and the X in texting is underlined, and it's 1 right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to come in and physically erase that.
So you can see it.
So I'm not gonna fuck up because
Yeah.
that would be very embarrassing.
So literally, she's at 1 right now. So wait, when
That's a smart strategy.
you text him 1, was oh wait, so you
technically,
tell
so
me this.
yesterday I did not text, but I emphasis reacted a text that I had sent because he still hasn't responded to it.
And how'd that go?
Oh, I still haven't heard anything.
Okay, still. So wait, you called him 3 times, and
Mhm.
there was no response to that.
Yeah.
And then so
But you also have to understand that like in the past, like he will do the like he repeatedly will do the thing where like he will keep coming back.
Yes.
yeah. So you're just waiting. You're just waiting for him to show
Yeah,
back up
because it's
again.
like that's my whole thing is I guess I'm like, if you're gonna come, because the question I'd asked was I was like, are we ever going to talk about this, or are we just like completely removing each other from our lives forever? Because like if we're doing that, that's fine, but like let me block you everywhere. Like I need to know that you're gonna send me my signed book that you still have, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like I need to know.
I don't know you're gonna get that stuff back. Is that okay?
Oh no, I'm getting my fucking book. I'm getting my signed book.
What book is it? I'll buy you another copy of the book.
It was
I'll sign it for you.
signed by the author.
signed by the
like it
Cranes.
was. I actually really no. I'm getting that book back.
I don't know that you are.
No, I will. I'm a fucking bitch. Like if I need to have friends text him, like I'm not the one. I promise. I'm not the fucking one.
Who signed it?
The author who wrote the book.
Who is the author?
Her name is Miriam. I forget her last name, but I went to her poetry reading. It was like a whole like very nice memory for me. My teacher was like the one hosting it.
Yeah.
I have memories. I'm getting my book back. Like I
Yeah.
am. I don't know. And the thing is, like, even when he did this to me in November, you know, a month went by and then he was like, I'm so fucking sorry. That was horrible of me. So that's my whole thing is I'm waiting for him to come to his fucking senses again because it's happened in the past. And I won't get too much into it, but like I'm thinking a lot about like what you're talking about, Jess, with like how you both were raised, and like we both have a lot of like different background there, and I'm just thinking a lot about like how it affects like his communication style and the fact that he does like he's so avoidant. And it's at least giving me more like compassion, I guess. But maybe that's not what I need right now. I feel like I need to be angry. I don't know.
Carly on YouTube, and it's funny you said this because I thought of this too. Carly says, I suffer from borderline personality disorder and bipolar disorder. Both have abandonment issues and traumatic interpersonal relationships. And I thought about borderline. Have you been diagnosed with borderline?
No. So bipolar runs in my family, so we've always looked for that. But every person I've ever asked has said that they don't see that in me. And then I've also asked about BPD before, and the conclusion was more so like it is like PTSD that's causing this.
It's
like I would be willing to look into it again, but
it's almost like it kills you when like you can't hear from him, and that's almost like what's killing you even more though is not hearing.
Oh yeah,
him,
no,
you know?
exactly, because like it's that Taylor Swift song where it's like every time you call me crazy, I get more crazy. No. It's literally that, because it's like the more you ignore me, the more I'm spiraling. So it's not like for a normal person where it's like a few days go by and it starts to hurt less. It's like it is I'm gonna fucking cry again. I'm sorry. It's like it is getting more fucking painful every fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say.
I know what that feels like. I'm not gonna like discredit like if you wanting to look into the other things that Carly so kindly like thank you for opening up about that,
I've
Carly.
like definitely thought about it,
but I don't want you to feel like that's. I mean, it could very much have something to do with those things, but I have also been there.
Yeah,
and I think it's I know what that feels like, and I've done those things before. And so I don't want you to think that you're crazy. And I think that's what gets frustrating when like people do things to you when they've pushed you to a breaking point, and then this is like how you're left feeling.
Particularly when they know this is exactly what causes your breaking point.
Yeah, but like he's doing it though. I think the difference is it's so hard to separate the emotion of like the pain that you're feeling from being able to unfortunately acknowledge the fact that this person is doing it on purpose because they know it hurts you that way.
But that's the part that I can't figure out. I'm like, is this like also a trauma response for him that makes him run, or is this
he's
like
he's avoidant? He's
very avoidant.
The more that you're doing this to him, the more you're pushing him away.
But it's not me doing it to him, baby. He started this.
Well, so as someone that has an avoidant personality, like I as I'm even hearing this, I'm even like pulling myself back. I can feel myself like backing up from the mic because I'm like, this would totally freak me out, someone that has an avoidant personality, because the more that
they're both not good.
No, because you have an anxious attachment. So you're like, please just talk to me. And he's like, oh, this is freaking me out. It's way too much. So you guys are just triggering each other.
And that's the thing is, the longer I leave him alone, I know it'll get closer to like him talking to me. No, like genuinely, it's like the sooner I like.
It's like the two worst personality styles for
but
this
just
kind
because
of
you recognize something that may be causing him to do that doesn't mean that you have to accept it. And that doesn't mean like when you said earlier, like I should be more empathetic because maybe he's avoided this or things that he has seen made him act that way or speak that way. That's fine. Like, but I don't think that means that you still have to deal with it. And I think that should be like when you are able to get to a place, I think that's what you should try to focus more on. Because I feel like when I was there, when I finally stopped trying to make sense of someone's behavior and like, why were they doing this to me? And I shifted to, why am I allowing someone to treat me this way? Like, what is it that I need to feel about myself? That's when it became easier for me to remove myself from the situation, because anyone can get obsessive with trying to make someone see what they're doing wrong.
Right.
And like, that's where my obsession was.
Yeah. I think that's the pain for me too. It's like, how can you not like even realize that this is like a horrible thing to do to someone? And I feel like a lot of times, when we talk about anxious attachment versus like avoidant attachment, I feel like avoidant attachment often gets like a bit more sympathy and also is seen as like the less problematic one, which I really disagree with, because I don't think just because you're being silent and just because the other person's pushing, that makes them crazy. I think they're both equally toxic.
I don't think it was crazy. I think anyone was using the word crazy on either side.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I feel like it's much easier to paint the anxious avoidant person as crazy and like not acknowledge how absolutely insane it is also.
I don't think anything's insane. I think that,
not insane, how inappropriate it is.
I don't think anything's inappropriate.
I disagree. That's not, if you have been talking to someone every day, telling them you love them, trying to move in with them, but I think that's not an appropriate way to do a breakup.
But here's the thing.
You're so defensive.
I'm not defensive. You're not going to change him. It's not about him. This is about you at this point. You know, this is about you and taking care of yourself.
But I'm allowed to say that that's an inappropriate way.
And that's fine. That's how you can feel. And that's fine. But this all comes back to you.
Yeah.
And we got to take care of you at this point. And that's how you feel.
I just want to validate myself that like, this is not something that I should be going through. Like, this is not a kind way to treat the people that you claim to love.
Right.
So
yeah. So again, but you're not going to change him.
Yeah.
Going back to last week's podcast, and I feel like we can talk about this every week for the rest of time if we have to.
No,
but it's going to. The conclusion's always going to be the same: is that we're just not going to change him. You're not going to change the people around you, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, so how long are you going to be a part of the equation then? Yeah. Because we're not going to change him,
right?
And that's really what matters. So how long are you going to be a part of the equation is really what matters, you know? And I hate it. I mean, it's hard to stand by. I mean, I don't know about you, Jess, but it's hard to stand by and like watch it, knowing that like there's nothing that we, Jess, you listening, nothing that we can do to make the situation better. There's not.
I think
other than removing yourself and then you going to work on yourself.
Well, that's the only control you have.
Yeah. Like there's nothing.
I need to block him, I think, because I think part of my anxiety is knowing that he historically has come back. So I feel like I'm just waiting to be hurt more. And that's why I'm like, just fucking, if you want to fight with me, just do it now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, let's get this over with, because I don't want it to be the same as November where I was doing better. And then he came back in January.
So
I can't do it again. I literally have nothing left.
Then don't let him. And I know it sucks.
That's so much easier to say than do, though. Like, I don't block people as a rule. I think it's cruel. I think it's like, unless they're like being like horrifying, like.
But it's cruel to who?
I think it's cruel to people. I don't treat people as like disposable. Like that's not who I am. Like,
but you doing something to protect yourself does not depict who you are as a person. I understand your feelings on that because of what has happened to you.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, no, but that has not, like, at a certain point though, like, not everyone should be treated that way because they don't deserve to be treated that way. And like, by you protecting yourself and cutting off communication is not a reflection of like you being like mean or vindictive or a reflection of like what you think of him as a human being. You're protecting yourself. And you have to do that.
Like,
no,
I
that's something
that
you have to do. Yeah.
And like, I would love it in a couple months' time when you're like thriving. It's funny when you get out of the cycle and you look back and you're like, God, like, who was I? What was I doing? Like, I can't believe. And you're happy and you're thriving and it'll be a good day for you.
Yeah.
And we'll be so happy for you. And I can't wait for that day. But again, it's you that has to take the first steps.
Yeah.
You know? And again, it's not easy.
I'm going to block him right now. I'm going to do it on the thing. Because I need support.
Well, and that's what we're here for, man. We want to support you, but you have to block him and then delete the number.
I think I do have to do that because I think I'm just gonna feel guilty.
I know.
That's what I did. I blocked him on everything and I deleted all contact. And then when he tried to email me, I had to block him on there as well.
Oh my god, on email, because I think
Celia says block.
Yeah. You have to block. There's nothing wrong
with
protecting your peace.
Everybody on YouTube say block.
Why is his peace more important than your own?
Yo, that's a good question.
All right, we're blocking. Question. Okay, should I delete it?
Yeah, delete his number.
Come on, like this is
okay. We're going on. Wait, you still didn't tell the church story.
Well, Jess has a meeting at 10:30, so I've been trying to tell this Jesus story for weeks, and I just
would have been like, it's chill.
Do we pause? I don't know
Pause
how
what?
long this meeting's going to go for.
And that's
Like
okay.
10 minutes?
I have a very good Jesus drama story, but it will have to wait until next week. It's not the thing is it's been going on for a while. It's not going to end until I figure out a way to get out of it so we can.
Oh, okay.
It's worth it.
All right.
Bethany says, "Do it."
Yeah.
I did it. I even deleted.
Good.
We're locked
Right.
in.
Okay, so I don't want that fucking number to be.
It
anything.
can't go up.
You
Did
got
you block him on social media and delete him there too?
But what if he
No,
like really
no,
needs
no, he
social
doesn't need you. It
Charlotte.
doesn't matter.
What if he's like not
We
doing
don't want-
well?
and we're gonna
It's
check
not your
in.
business.
We're gonna check in next week on this too, and like
He's
we
in a
don't want to
different state.
hear. We don't want to hear any bullshit by
Okay,
this time next
I'm
week,
going
right?
on Instagram.
No
Not
bullshit.
only is it not so it's not your responsibility.
It's not your responsibility.
Also,
You're-
he removed my
business.
sister as a follower on
Good.
Instagram, which is so
Get rid
random
of
because
him.
she
Just
doesn't
get
do
rid of him.
anything.
It's gonna be a strong, healthy show. By summertime, Charlotte's gonna be thriving, y'all. We're gonna be
Okay,
excited. So it's
do I
day
need
one
to
of
do
healing.
Facebook? I feel
Yes.
like we've never
no,
even
it
talked
doesn't.
on.
Yeah,
But
Charlotte.
we've
You
never-
know,
okay.
Charlotte, you know the fucking answer.
Okay.
Delete and block on
Facebook,
everything.
email, block
Does
him on
he have
email.
LinkedIn?
Yeah. Does he
Oh,
have
God.
Google Meet?
Snapchat, email. Does he have multiple
MySpace.
emails?
Okay, wait, I
'Cause
do
when
need
you
to find
block
LinkedIn.
one,
That's
they
a
make
good
a new
one.
one and reach out to you again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Block it all.
We're proud of you, Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
but we
so
do
proud
not
of
want to
you.
come on here next week and talk about this again.
But we will if we have to.
I mean, we'll keep doing it, but damn, we need some
Okay,
content. If I don't tell this gosh
I
dang
don't
Jesus
see
story
LinkedIn.
next week,
I
I'm
think
gonna be
we're good.
pissed. Okay.
No,
So
it's all Jesus next week. We're not crying. I'm gonna be so chill.
okay.
Be the chillest girl that's ever lived.
We're done for this week. Jess, where do we get you?
Just do it. JESSDUITT and my podcast Life in Bloom with Jess.
The Charlotte, where do we get you?
I'm at PTSD Diva, but don't tell me you love me and then ignore me because I will call you 3 times.
I'm that guy Kramer. My podcast is called Certified Mama's Boy, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening. See ya. Bye. See you. Bye, YouTube. Bye.
I have to pee.